We're in a negative routine, stuck in a rut, not expecting things to change. We've gone through disappointments, had setbacks. Now we've lowered our expectations, watered down our dreams. We let what hasn't worked out be an excuse to settle where we are.
Pay attention to what's coming up in your mind as that self-talk behind it. Are you fully endorsing that belief? And are you starting to go to socials or go online or join some groups or matchmaking, this or that? I don't know what's out there, what people do today. But are you doing that? Or are you not taking any action at all because you're starting to think, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too whatever. And all the good ones are taken. These are limiting beliefs. And when we become aware of them, then we can move into questioning them and erasing them.
You cannot attract thin from I hate being fat. Because if what you think about is what expands, and what you're thinking about is hating being fat, then hating being fat is what you will continue to manifest. You act upon what you think about. You cannot attract prosperity from an inner consciousness that says, I hate being poor, I despise being poor. Because if you despise being poor, if you're angry about being poor, then being angry about being poor or despising it is what you will continue to act upon, and you'll be able to say, see? Now it gets worse. You cannot manifest what you want if your attention is on what is. If your attention is on what is and the circumstances of your life, that's where your thoughts are, then you will continue to create what is into your life. You've got to figure out a way to get your mental images, your energy, your attention, your higher awareness off of what is and onto what you want. And every time your thoughts are on what is, you shift it to what do I want?
At the end of the day, all those things in your head that seem like you could never get over them, you've made them up. You've decided to obsessively focus on those things. And as Oprah said, what we dwell on is who we become. And think about that for a second. Think about today. Just audit your thoughts. What did you spend your time thinking on? Did you obsessively think about the way that things could go right? Or did you obsessively think about the things that could go wrong?
Studies made of the lives of literally thousands of successful people have shown that they radiate confidence, assurance. They expect success, and they get success. You can spot these people by the way they walk, by the way they look and act. You can feel it about them when they enter a room. They may be short and fat, or tall and thin, or any combination in between. But they have about them the attitude of success. The easiest and most effective means of forming a good attitude habit is to begin to act as though you have a good, positive, expectant attitude toward life. That's right. Begin right now to walk, act, and look as though you belong to this group. If you're already in the top 5%, you'll know what I mean. If you've never tried it, you'll be amazed at what happens. Actions trigger feelings, just as feelings trigger actions.
Most of us are just driven by our conscious mind. We're listening to our thoughts, as we mentioned earlier. Most of us think we are our thoughts. Most of us think our thoughts are the only things that we have in terms of choice. So the thought comes in, we obey the thought, and our life just keeps stuck. We're just cycling through the same old problems. For most people, it's a relationship problem. Another person might have a health problem. Another person a financial problem. Each person seems to specialize in a particular block, and they keep cycling through it. They get a little break, then they have the problem again. They get a little break, they have the problem again. And it isn't until there's a wake up, and maybe it is for some people today, and they look within, they go, well, maybe it's me. Maybe there's something in me that's running, a program that's running that is creating and recreating and rerunning the very same problem, especially when it's different for each person. We've each got a different program, so it keeps running there. That's the first level, is to realize there's something deeper.
The moment that you catch yourself being distracted, the moment you catch yourself starting to worry, the moment you catch yourself drifting to the future or drifting to the past, that's a moment of tremendous power, because you basically just woke up. You basically just noticed that you're not here in this particular moment. So use that wake-up call, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ground yourself in this moment. The best way to ground yourself in the moment is to look for something in this particular moment that you can savor. Now, I'm using the word savor on purpose because it's the word that psychologists use to describe what happens when you find something in this moment right now, right here, right now, to focus on and to appreciate.
So if loving yourself is going to move you towards your goals, then we're going to do it, even if you don't think that you're worth it. If pushing to grow and get better is going to move you towards your goals, then we're going to do it, even if it doesn't feel like you deserve it. You have to let go of that in order to get to your goals. And now, as long as your goal is exciting and honorable, why would you ever want to do something that holds you back? If you're doing something that elevates yourself and other people, why would you want to stop yourself from doing that, even if you deserve to be punished or whatever it is that you think about yourself because of what happened in the past? It doesn't make sense. Free yourself from that. Allow yourself to contribute to yourself and others. Contribute as big and aggressively as you want, as you possibly can.
To notice its pointlessness, its untruths, to notice that you don't want it because you don't want it. When you notice it, you are the awareness, and you as the awareness don't want it. The pain body wants it. So the awareness has to come in so that you break the link between your pain body and your thought processes. That is the key, is to sever the link between your thought processes and the pain body. In order to sever the link between those, there needs to be enough awareness, presence. Only the presence can sever the link. The presence comes in, and so you no longer, the emotion is no longer controlling your thought activity. That's the key. And that's the beginning of the end.
Your goal is to be happy, confident, and optimistic. The way that you achieve this is by making these positive responses so automatic that you remain predominantly happy, confident, and optimistic, no matter what happens. You can achieve this result by taking specific, proven, practical steps that have been used by millions of people and which work with virtually unfailing certainty. The starting point is accepting complete responsibility for every aspect of your life. You demonstrate this attitude of responsibility by exerting your freedom to choose the thoughts you wish to hold in your conscious mind. You choose to think positive, constructive thoughts rather than negative, destructive thoughts. Psychologists refer to this as the cognitive control method. Cognitive control simply means that you control your thoughts, keep them positive, and repeat positive messages to yourself over and over until they become automatic responses to daily life. The first mental fitness technique is that of positive self-talk, or the use of positive affirmations. The way you talk to yourself has an inordinate impact on your thinking and feeling. Many researchers, including Dr. Martin Seligman of the University of Pennsylvania, have discovered that high-performing men and women talk to themselves differently from low-performing men and women. Basically, your self-talk or your inner dialogue determines the tone of your emotional life. You are happy or sad, positive or negative, depending on what you say to yourself and how you interpret events to yourself as you go along. For example, if you are cut off in traffic and you immediately become angry and begin thinking about how stupid and irresponsible and what a bad driver the other person is, you will trigger a very different reaction than if, when you are cut off in traffic, you excuse the other person by thinking to yourself that he or she must be late, distracted, or must not have seen you. It may be exactly the same external event, but the way you interpret it and your ensuing conversation with yourself will determine whether you experience positive or negative emotions about the situation. The starting point of using positive self-talk is to interpret everything that happens to you in a favorable way. Become what W. Clement Stone called an inverse paranoid. Imagine that the whole world is in a giant conspiracy to help you to be successful and happy. Imagine that everything that happens is happening to teach you something valuable and to move you closer to achieving your most important goals. Just as a paranoid is convinced that there is a conspiracy against him, an inverse paranoid is convinced that there is a conspiracy for him or her. Practice the wonderful mental quality of serendipity. In the fairy tale, the three princes of Serendip traveled around finding that every apparently negative or calamitous event they witnessed turned out to be positive and beneficial in the end. Make it a game to look for the good in every situation. The law of expectation says that whatever you expect with confidence becomes your own self-fulfilling prophecy. When you develop an attitude of positive self-expectancy, you become a more optimistic and cheerful person. Whatever happens, you immediately interpret it in the best way possible. In Napoleon Hill's famous book, Think and Grow Rich, he wrote that one of the characteristics of the most successful men and women in America is that they always look for the opportunity or benefit within every setback or obstacle. Because of the law of substitution, if you are looking into every difficult situation for the lesson you can learn or for the possible opportunity it might contain, your mind will remain positive and you will continue to function at your best. Whenever you think of an upcoming event, talk to yourself in positive language. Perhaps the most powerful affirmation of all for building self-confidence is for you to repeat over and over, 50, 100 times per day, the words, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. These simple words are the verbal antidote to the fear of failure, which, as you know, is the great destroyer of self-confidence and probably the primary reason for failure in adult life. However, you can diminish the fear of failure in any situation by repeating, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Whenever you think of an event that causes you to feel nervous or insecure, whenever you have something coming up that fills you with trepidation, exert your powers of self-talk and self-suggestion by saying, I can do it, to cancel out and override any negative emotions associated with it. The most powerful affirmation for building self-esteem are the words, I like myself, I like myself, I like myself. These simple words, repeated often enough with energy and enthusiasm, will eventually be accepted by your subconscious mind. As your subconscious mind accepts this message of self-liking, your self-esteem goes up and your ability to perform and your levels of effectiveness improve in every area of your life. If you want to do your work better, just say, I love my job, I love my job, I love my job, in their best-selling book, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. Clement Stone and Napoleon Hill recommend that you repeat several times a day the words, I feel happy, I feel healthy, I feel terrific. One of my favorite affirmations, whenever I'm worried about anything, is to cancel it by saying, I believe in the perfect outcome of every situation in my life. I believe in the perfect outcome of every situation in my life. You will find that it is almost impossible to worry and fret about anything while you are repeating this kind of positive message to yourself.
Every leader I have ever known had a dream, had a vision. In fact, I would say to you, if you're not seeing what could be and what you would like to have, I would say you probably are not a leader. But what I've discovered about dreams is this: dreams are free, but the journey isn't. And so leaders go beyond just having a dream. They go beyond having a wish list, sitting around a table and kind of hoping something might come to pass. They understand that if they have a dream, if they're a dreamer, they have to pursue that. They have to take the journey. The dream's free, the journey isn't. And what leaders find is that when they go forth toward that dream, they continually have to pay that price. They continually have to realize that they make down payments on the dream they have. But there's one thing else I would like to say. All leaders realize that whatever they pay, it's worth the price, because dreams for them do come true.
Life is binary. it's either offense or defense. You are either sitting in your seat right now on the offense or you're not. There is no half pregnant, there's no in between. You're either this or that.
Life is death without change. Are you willing to make a change in your life, to realize a dream, to fulfill what's in your mind, what you can visualize as your life? And are you willing to put the sweat equity, the time, the persistency that it takes, not on your timetable, but on fate's timetable? If you are, then you have to educate yourself in whatever that subject matter is.
You never know when your opportunity is that opportunity. It may not be 2 years from now. It may not be 3 years from now. It may not be 4 years from now. Your opportunity might come in the next 6 weeks. Your opportunity to get your mama out of that neighborhood and get your mama into a new neighborhood, listen to me, that opportunity might come in the next 6 months. The question is, will you be ready when that opportunity comes? So you're running out of time.
If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish, or gulch, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it.
You know why kids love athletes? Kids love athletes because they follow their dreams.
There's some mechanism inside of us. There's something that wants us to walk a path that's never been walked before. And the thing that makes it so hard is right now inside of you is a desperate desire for that to be easy. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. You're going to fail. You're going to stumble. You're going to fall on your face.
Quit using the word luck. Quit believing in luck. And start believing in work. Start believing in fortunate. Start believing in results that come from your actions. And when you do that and you wholeheartedly believe it, guess what? That's what starts to happen.
You and I both know that God's gift to us is our potential, and our gift back to Him is what we do with our potential. Perhaps the greatest insult that we can ever give to our Creator is to be a slacker, to somehow have these gifts and have these opportunities and have this potential and do nothing with it. I would suggest today that you believe in yourself as much as God believes in you. He created you for greatness. Now, that's how He created you. You determine how great you become. He has already given you the potential, and He's already given you the opportunity. Your response? Either seize the moment in the day and become all that you possibly can be, or slack in the moment and basically rest and just let things come to you. I encourage you on Minute with Maxwell. Take the potential that you have been given as a gift. And the way to say thanks to that gift is by giving your life your very best.
And if you want it, you got to go get it. You got to play hard for it. Are you hearing what I'm telling you?
What changes people is when your should becomes a must. When suddenly the thing you said should happen has to happen. That's when human beings change. It's like if you want to take the island and you're the head of the army and you want to take the island, the most powerful way to take the island is burn the boats. Because if there's no way to go back, it's amazing what happens when it's a must to do something versus a should. That's what makes human beings succeed.
It's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in the universe. And it's necessary for you to challenge yourself to go after it and get better and leverage relationships that can help you get to where you want to go. But it's you. The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you.
Keep going. Keep grinding. Because your motto is and always will be hard work pays off. It always has, and it always will.
A young person often asks, why am I here? The answer is you are here to serve. Your part of the bargain is to so marshal your unique resources as to do the best possible job of serving others, and you will always serve best doing that which you most enjoy, that which best fits your unique talents and abilities. The next question usually goes, well, that's all fine, but what do I get out of it? And the answer to that, of course, those your rewards all the years of your life will match the extent and quality of your service. Now, if you happen to want a 3-0-a-week income, or enjoy flying your own jet and driving expensive cars, you've got to serve in an uncommon way. Now, how you do it is for you to solve. And this is the challenge that can make life so interesting, so exasperating, and baffling. We have to make up our minds as to what's important to us. Now, Dr. Einstein wanted nothing more than the simple necessities of life. A roof, a bed, food, a place to work, his violin, and his sailboat. The modern trappings of success meant nothing to him. He was simply above them. He was often mistaken for an unsuccessful traveling salesman. But his service to mankind was monumental, and his reward, immortality. He could have had anything of a material nature he wanted. He wanted nothing. He was a completely mature human being. But he had not selected his own great gifts. His abilities, like ours, had come as his unique genetic heritage. He simply put them to the best use he could, while at the same time developing a mature and rich overview of mankind. I think we should do the same, and that our kids should know, when they're old enough to know, that they should do the same. Make the best use of their gifts, and by so doing, maximize their service. And by so doing, maximize their rewards. It all fits. It makes sense whether you're interested in giving, getting, or both. Few of us have matured or become so wrapped up in one subject to the degree reached by Dr. Einstein. Most of us are much concerned with this world and how we can enjoy it as we go along. We tend to like beautiful things and the perquisites of success. Perhaps we're still children to that extent, but it's fun being a child and harmless. We seem to like such things as beautiful homes, cars, furs, jewels, yachts, and travel, at least until after we've had them for a while. But forgetting for the moment what we may want, the important thing is to find how we can best serve. It answers the question, why am I here? I am here to serve others. Now I know why I get up in the morning and what I should spend a good proportion of my day doing. Maximizing, if I can, my service to those I have chosen to serve. How can I do a better job at serving today than I did yesterday? As long as I can keep answering that question, I will continue to grow and mature as a person, and I'll never grow old in mind and spirit. It clarifies our lives. As Voltaire's Candide said, let us cultivate our garden. Let's make it a good garden. The best garden we can produce with the equipment and conditions we've been given within the enormous parameters offered by the world of today and tomorrow.
Most people like the idea of being exceptional, but not enough to do what it takes to get there. This is true for most domains of competence. For instance, everybody says that they want to be slim, healthy, attractive, and rich, but few people are willing to do what it takes to attain those things, which suggests that they don't really want those things as much as they say or think. Typically, when we say we want something, we actually just mean that we want to have it, but with no implicit assumption that we're willing to do any work to get there. In reality, wanting something should equate with being prepared to take the necessary steps to achieve it. If you are serious about your goals, then you will do whatever it takes to attain them. Your confidence is secondary. What matters is the desire you have to attempt to achieve them. Indeed, without the will to improve, there is no chance of accomplishing anything, and with enough willpower, it is possible to overcome most challenges. The advantage is yours. You are in pole position. As you continue on this journey, be sure to use your low confidence as a potent weapon. It enables you to make a realistic assessment of your competence. keeping any delusions and self-enhancement in check. It helps you prepare for negative events, preventing failure, and it ensures that you come across as humble to others, which will make you more likable. Remember that most people lack this weapon. You can never be too aware of your weaknesses. As we know now, being aware of them is a major strength, while being aware only of your strengths, or erroneously thinking that you are better than average, will sooner or later turn into a weakness. Regardless of the underlying reasons for your low confidence, it is clear that you want to improve, or at least you want to stop feeling that you lack competence. That's why low confidence is such a powerful weapon. Even in the unlikely event that it does not alter your perceived incompetence, it will still drive positive change. It is noteworthy in this respect that both low and high confidence disrupt the competence cycle, but only low confidence does so for your benefit. When your confidence is high, you will tend to decrease effort to gain competence, unless you do nothing at all, implying stagnation and recession, which are not much better options anyway. When it is low, you will be driven to increase your efforts to accomplish competence. In simple terms, the less confident you feel, the more you will be itching to improve, unless you don't care about your confidence. If you do care and your low confidence is bugging you, then you really have no excuse. As we've seen, low confidence is the essential fuel for gaining competence because it increases preparation, the key ingredient for any competence gains. If your low confidence is health-related, then preparation means becoming a healthier person. If your low confidence relates to romantic relationships, then preparation implies becoming a more eligible partner. If you lack confidence in your ability to deal with people, then preparation means refining your people skills. And if your low confidence applies to your career, then preparation refers to enhancing your employability. There it is, in a nutshell. In brief, so long as you have the necessary motivation to improve, not only before but also after you gain competence, you will be able to earn and deserve your confidence without distorting your beliefs or trying to go against your nature. Even if you don't change your confidence levels, society will benefit. Your lack of confidence is a much-needed antidote to the common incompetent confidence that rules our world. So long as you remain unconfident, there will be undiluted life on our planet. And in any event, try not to envy people who are confident. Instead, make every effort to identify genuine competence manifestations in others, regardless of their confidence.
Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Once I understood this, this altered the course of my life. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. And here's the big one. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. You don't need less problems. You simply need more skills. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. Accept the challenge, because you can't grow without a challenge. You can't get rich without a challenge. You can't fly without gravity. You have to understand the challenge. But that's the key, is to now develop wisdom to overcome the challenge. Don't wish for less challenge, but more wisdom. And then here's one more philosophy to help change my life forever. You can do the most remarkable things no matter what happens. Humans can do the most remarkable things no matter what happens. Philosophies that changed my life.
Get stronger. You can develop the muscle. You can develop the courage muscle. You can develop the inspiration muscle. You can develop the dedication muscle. You can get stronger. There isn't anybody here that can't get stronger. Next time we see you, may not even recognize you. How strong you're going to be able to become in language, in style, in personality, the ability to cope, the ability to handle with anything that happens, no matter what happens. And the third one is get better. We can all get better. I've gotten better. First talk I gave, I stood up, my mind sat back down. But here's the secret to my success. I stood up and did it again. I stood up and I did it again. And I did it again, and I did it again all those many years ago. I did it when I was scared, and I did it when I didn't want to, and I did it when I was ill. And I did it when it didn't work well, and I did it when they didn't appreciate it, and I didn't a lot of times when I didn't know much what I was doing. I just did it anyway. I got better. I got better day by day and week by week and month by month, and I'm asking you to do the same thing until you can develop a long arm and a long reach, until you can develop influence that won't quit. Touch people next year you couldn't touch this year. Touch people now you couldn't touch before. Conduct a meeting now you couldn't conduct before. Heart and soul now mixed in there that wasn't there, missing before. I'm asking all of you to get better in spite of the winters, in spite of the downturn, the money downturn, the social downturn, the personal downturn, whatever it is. Just get stronger, get better. The key is not to wish for a better winter. The key is to wish for more strength, more wisdom, more courage, get better, get wiser, get stronger.
Forming and refining your personal philosophy of life is a process that never ends. It started way back when you were a child. The schools you attended, your parents, your experiences. All of these factors have played a role in developing your philosophy. Your personal philosophy is the major factor of your destiny. I used to think that circumstances ordered my life. If someone would have remarked to me when I was 25, Mr. Ron, you're not doing well. You've got pennies in your pocket, creditors calling, nothing in the bank. You are behind on your promises to your family. You live in America and have every reason to do well, yet things are going badly. What is wrong here? It would not have occurred to me to blame my philosophy. I found it much easier to blame the government, to blame the tax problem. I used to say taxes are too high. The top tax rate when I first started paying taxes was 91%. Back then, when your income reached a certain level, all the money you earned beyond that was taxed at 91%. Now the top rate is half that. And people are still saying that taxes are too high. But if they've decreased so substantially, how can they be too high? I threw all my old excuses away. It seems that some people have found them, though, and they've picked them up, dusted them off, and they're using the excuses themselves. I used to blame the traffic, the weather, all sorts of circumstances. I found it easier to blame the company than to blame myself. I used to say, if this is all they pay, how do they expect me to do? Well, I figured that my future was going to be tied to what was going on around me. The economy, interest rates, retail prices. I had a limitless supply of things to blame until Mr. Schoaf taught me where the problem really resided. In my own personal philosophy. What makes us different than dogs and birds and cats and spiders and alligators? What makes us different than all other life forms? It's the ability to think, the ability to use our mind, the ability to process ideas and not just operate by instinct. It's the ability to form our own personal philosophy. In the winter, geese can only fly south. Human beings are not like geese. We can fly south if we want, but we can also turn around. Go north, go east, go west. We can determine the entire process of our own life. We do that by the way we think. We do that by exercising our mind. We do that by processing ideas and coming up with a better philosophy, a better strategy for our life. We can set goals for the future and formulate plans to achieve those goals. All this comes from developing our philosophy. A philosophy helps us to process our options. Is it possible to take the raw material we've all been given and turn it into something spectacular and unique that no other person can do? The answer is yes. But you cannot even see all these options, let alone know what to do with them, unless you start using your mind to come up with ideas to strengthen your philosophy. That is a major challenge of life. Each person's personal philosophy is like the set of a sail. If you want to trim a better sail, you don't need a better economy. If you blame the economy and the marketplace, the schools and the teachers, the sermons and the preachers, the company and its policy, what else is there? When some people get through with their blame list, there's nothing left to blame but themselves. It is a colossal mistake to blame the only things you've got to work with. You know, you can't change the seasons. You've got to take them as they come. What can you change to make your life work better? You must start with your philosophy. Once I got rid of all my old excuses and started examining the real problem, my personal philosophy, my life exploded into change. My bank account changed immediately. My income changed immediately. My whole life instantly took on a new look. The early results from making these philosophical changes felt so good that I never stopped the process from that day forward. Once you set a better sail by refining your philosophy, your whole life's direction can start to change from that day forward. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. You don't have to wait until next month. You don't have to wait until conditions are perfect. You can start this whole process immediately. I recommend it. Let's suppose that you have been hard at work on developing a strong philosophy. You know exactly what you want to accomplish in life. You know that you want to get a good education, have a successful career, make some profitable investments, raise a family, and have your children turn out well. You may even know how you want to go about achieving these objectives. You may have it all planned out in great detail. All that is very important. All that is very good. But is it enough? I'm afraid not. Let's also suppose that there's a vast, hugely powerful force that nobody can withstand, and this immense force is always active and in furious motion. It never rests. It's like a slowly flowing river that can eventually carve the Grand Canyon out of solid rock. But that comparison doesn't really do it justice. The force I'm talking about is much more formidable than any river, ocean, glacier, or other natural phenomenon. In trying to achieve your life's goals, would you prefer to fight against this great force that has the odds overwhelmingly in its favor, or would you rather enlist this great power for your cause and make the inevitable work for you instead of against you? Take your time before answering. Think it over. By the way, the great power I'm talking about is time. Time is the mightiest force in the world, even the universe. Of course, the answer to the question I posed is very obvious. Why would you ever choose to fight time when you could have time on your side? Who wouldn't want to harness the great river of time that flows through all of life? Why wouldn't you want to use the power of time to generate power in every area of your existence, to turn the turbines of your hopes and dreams, to charge your every aspiration with lightning bolts of electricity? There is only one way to make time work for you, not against you: patience. There's a type of person who undertakes every activity out of the desire to achieve a goal. He prepares food to eat it, not just for the fun of being in the kitchen. He starts a business to make money. He exercises to get in shape. I'm sure that some of these people are very successful, and they are certainly highly organized. But a person with a truly refined philosophy sees success as an adventure, not as a point with an estimated time of arrival. The latter approach is impatient thinking. Impatient thinking can lead a person to some very big mistakes. When you are always looking somewhere else, whether it's down the road, up toward the top of the mountain, or off toward the left field fence, where you're hoping to hit that grand slam home run, you often miss what's under your very own nose. You never know when you're gonna come across a book or article that will provide a piece of information that can transform your life. One thing is certain, however: the book you don't read isn't going to help. And it's the same with meeting people. You never know who is going to be able to teach you exactly what you need to know. Even if you don't need to know it now, you might need to know it at some point in the future. That might not be for 15 years, but it just might be in 15 minutes too. A patient man is always richer than an impatient one, even if the patient man has less money. What do I mean by that statement? Well, riches and wealth can take other forms besides dollars and cents. In what sense is the patient man richer? The answer is actually very simple. A patient man is always richer than the impatient one because the patient man can always afford to wait. The patient man is never desperate. The patient man has time to spare, while the man in a hurry is always on the verge of bankruptcy as far as time is concerned. In any situation you can think of, impatience is a source of weakness and fear, while patience represents substance and strength. And here's another reason why patience gives the person who has it an incalculable advantage over those who don't have it. It gives him deeper insight into himself and others, which is a mark of philosophical refinement. If you can only see the short term, if you think only in terms of the here and now, then you are stuck in one place. You can't judge distances. You live in a world that's flat and two-dimensional. In other words, the impatient person lacks all sense of perspective. Perspective lets you measure your current plans against things that have already occurred and against your desires and aspirations for the future. Then and now, here and there, near and far, need and know, watch and wait. These are the dual optics that allow the patient man to see in stereo. The nearsighted person sees only the present. The fantasizer sees only an imaginary future and, more likely than not, trips over his mistakes trying to get there. Patience enables you to see the big picture. It helps you to make the most of today while building a better tomorrow. For that reason, it's one of the most valuable equities of all, one that you should make every effort to acquire. The payoff will be worth it.